Hey, I'm doing this thing because this is what I wish I had 5 years ago. How do you build out a sales funnel? What is the strategy of using a sales funnel? And how can you start doing it by the end of today? That's the goal of today's video. I'm going to walk you through the process that I go through in building out a sales funnel. Hopefully, it's helpful to you. And by the end of the video, you should know how to build out a sales funnel, the stripped down version, so that you can start using it by the end of today. My name is Michael Aceta. If you're new to the channel, I run a dog training company called Matador Canine Brilliance, where I first started using funnels. And now I run a funnel agency called Canine Business Builders, where I build out funnels, custom funnels for dog trainers. So let's jump into it. How do we build out a sales funnel? Where there's three key components to it. Number one is the hook. This is how we get people in. We've got to bring them into our ecosystem. So if we don't have a hook, then we can't get people in. When we do get people in, we need to tell them something, right? Like if I get people's attention, I can't just stand on stage with a megaphone and do nothing. And now I have to do something. So that second piece is called the story. We have to tell them something that they can resonate with, that they feel a connection with. When we get that connection and it's solid, we can then show them the offer. Any one of these pieces, if they are not perfect, if they're not solid, right? They're not going to be solid in the beginning, and that's okay. That's why we do it like this. The speed and the urgency, which I talked about in that video, the speed and urgency is the efficiency of a sales funnel and why it's so perfect, right? We can change things every single day if we need to in order to make it perfect. So you need to pick a hook, you need to pick a story, and you need to pick an offer. Let's reverse engineer this. The first thing we're going to do is pick an offer. Now, let me actually show you what my process is for picking a perfect offer. Here it is. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a pain point. Okay, and I'm going to create a solution around that pain point. If I don't have what the pain point of my potential client is, then I can't pick a hook and I can't tell them a story anyway. Most entrepreneurs, their pain point is going to be what they went through personally, right? Like for funnels and why I build funnels. My dog training business wasn't doing well when I was building websites. I learned about funnels. Now my business starts to do well. So now I share that with other dog trainers. So I pick a pain point. For them, it was websites. For your clients, it might be trying to lose weight. It might be their dog is freaking out, whatever it may be. Your pain point needs to be very clear. What problem do you solve is the easiest way to think about it. What problem do you solve, or what do you want to solve, right? If you're just starting out, what problem do you want to solve? Once you pick the pain point, you're then going to add other problems on top of it. Okay? So you're basically making like a cell here, like a nucleus. You're going to pick that pain point and you're going to find other problems that are associated really close to it. And you're going to try to solve those as well. That's going to be your entire offer. Don't just solve one problem. You have to solve multiple. People want to be taken care of, right? Like if I'm looking for a car, I don't want to just buy the chassis, the vehicle itself. I need the wheels. I need the steering wheel. I need gas. I need a gas tank. I need all of that to be in there, right? And that's where a lot of businesses fail. That's why Tesla's doing so well. Tesla tries to give you as much as possible right out of the gate. I know other companies aren't like taking your wheels off, but they're saying, hey, we'll give you like the worst parts of the car. And if you want to upgrade anything, you can, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. What they're doing is separating this, right? They're separating this to where you have the problems on the outside, right? So let's use our car example here. We got a car. And so someone might want a car because they're trying to get from point A to point B. That's a valid reason to want a car. Now, the other problem might be they want to go hiking. Well, if I have a car and I'm going to go hiking, I probably need those floor mats. Now, it'd be cool if that was included, right? You're going to get a car, like a Jeep, let's say, that has really good floor mats already built in. But let's say you need more of a family car. You're going to get a Toyota. Well, if it doesn't have rubber floor mats, you don't solve the problem of the hiking. Now I got to go buy floor mats. So if they were trying to make an offer to appeal to people who go hiking, they would say, hey, the offer is you can get this amazing Toyota, which we know you want because we've done our market research. We know you want the Toyota, and we're going to throw in all of this other stuff for free. That's how you make an insanely good offer. So you're going to want to do that first. That's your first piece. And the more problems you can solve, as long as they are related. Key point there. They have to be related. You can't just say, I'm going to solve this problem and I'm going to solve this problem and I'm going to try to put them together. That's how you get market match, right? Where people are like, okay, I don't really know what you're selling and I don't really know who you are, and I'm confused and uncomfortable and I'm just going to move away with it. The easiest way to think about it, whatever the problem you solve, what's the next problem they're logically probably going to have after you solve this problem? Right? So for me in my dog training business, when I was helping people solve problem behaviors, right, their dog's resource guarding or aggressive or barking at other dogs when they're out on the walk. Once we solved that problem, now they want to do fun stuff with their dog, but they have no idea how. So that became the next piece. So when I talk to my clients about coaching, it's, hey, we're going to solve these problems. What do you want to do afterwards? Oh, I want to take my dog hiking. I want to go kayaking. I want to start doing agility. I want to compete. Cool. That's the path we're going to go down. And I'm going to help them get to that point. See what I mean? Another example, let's say you're trying to lose weight. Well, the first problem you might solve is diet. So you say, hey, what's your diet like? Let's break down the diet. And that's big problem number one. The second problem is, what are you doing every day to try to lose weight physically? Oh, well, I'm not doing anything. I was just focused on diet. Okay, cool. Let's just change one piece of it. And instead of having your car parked right outside the building of work, you're going to park 2 blocks away. Cool. I'm going to park 2 blocks away. That's perfect. So what ends up happening? That person now loses weight because you've solved the next problem. Hey, I got the diet down, I'm still not losing weight, or I'm losing weight just not as fast as I would like. The second problem is, well, you need to increase your daily expenditure of calories. That's just how it works. Okay. And then maybe you solve the next problem about recovery. Because now that I'm working out or I'm doing more, I'm exhausted and I don't want to do the work tomorrow. Well, then you have to have a better recovery plan so that tomorrow you can do the workout, whatever it may be. I hope you're understanding my thought process here. We're trying to solve one main problem, one big chunk, and then all these additional problems. The more problems you can solve in the line, the better the offer is going to be. So that's the first piece. And remember, we're going backwards here. So you're starting with the offer. Once we have the offer, and we're solid with this, we know what we're looking for, we need to then talk about the story. So the story is where you came from, not like your birth story, but where your point of view, your perspective came from. Why did you make that offer? Right? Why is it that offer? In our workout example, why did you start with diet? Oh, well, I used to work out for years, but I was heavy set. Okay, so we need to talk about diet first. So that's your story. That's going to resonate with people who work out constantly. If we're talking about dogs, it's, hey, I love taking my dog hiking, but every time I go hiking, my dog freaks out on other dogs when we're on the walk. Well, that became a problem. So I focused on that first. I solved that problem first, and then I was able to enjoy the hikes a lot more. So that's very simple. The story just needs to be your transformation. If you can do your transformation, and then as you get more clients, you do other people's transformation, that's fantastic. The more people you can add to this, the better. And in a sales funnel, you'd essentially have one page that shares your story and a whole bunch of other people's stories. That becomes your testimonial bank, right? And then the last piece of this, which most people try to do first, and that's why we start with it at the end, right? Okay, so we work our way back, because if you don't have a strong offer, you don't have a good story, the hook doesn't mean anything. The hook, this is a rule, this is a golden rule. The hook has to tie back in to the story. And again, this is why sales funnels are so amazing. This is why I love them. I'm testing out hooks constantly. So every single day I post on social media, I'm testing out a new hook. If it works, fantastic, great, I'm going to use it. If it doesn't work, then I know that that's not a good hook and I need to change something. Maybe it's the language, right? When I say funnels, people don't really know what I'm talking about. When I say websites, people know what I'm talking about. So that might be a problem in my marketing. If I'm saying, hey, who wants a funnel? Who wants a funnel? Who wants a funnel? If those people already have funnels because they know what funnels are, they probably not need one, right? They don't need one right now. But if they have a website and they're like, what the hell's a funnel? They're probably just going to ignore it. But if I say, hey, your website sucks, can I show you something that's so much easier for you? And they go, yeah, kind of, like I hate my website. Cool, let's talk about that. That's a good hook. So your story came first. Now you just need to tie in the hook to the story. Most people pick the most exciting part of the story and just use that as a hook. That's why we pick the story first, right? That's exactly what you need to do. Pick the most exciting part of the story, use it as the hook, and you're going to test it out everywhere. A lot of people like to test it out in paid ads. I do not, because I think that's a waste of money, right? If it's free, Alex Hormozy does this on Twitter. He'll test out hooks and concept ideas on Twitter. He'll just post it. If it becomes viral, then he knows he should make a YouTube video about it. But if he were to run ads, he's going to spend so much freaking money on ads trying to figure out what the right hook is. He could just use social media for it. Now, he has a much larger audience. If you don't have any audience, even better. I know what you thought I was going to say, like, it's not going to work for you. No, even better, because now you have nothing to lose. You can throw hook after hook after hook, but it doesn't have to be a hook that says, hey, try my thing. Hey, I got this coming out. Hey, I wrote a book. It shouldn't be those things. Instead, the hook should be, hey, do you have this problem? Hey, this is a time that this happened to me. Hey, I forgot to post content today, and I know I'm posting every day, so here we go, right? Things like that. Those should be the hooks that you're doing. I literally posted today. I said, hey, don't let it stop you. I just moved. I got a foldable table here as my desk because I haven't set up my desk yet. Okay? It's not going to stop me from making content, and it shouldn't stop you. So if you're just starting out, just start putting hooks out there. Test a whole bunch of things. The more you put out, the more information you get. And then at the end of the day, you sit down and say, okay, what hooks worked? What can I test out tomorrow? Or if you're not doing that many, you can do it on a weekly basis. Sit down at the end of the week. What's working? What's not? That's your sales funnel. The hook, the story, and the offer. That's the overarching strategy there. Then the technical part of building out the funnel goes into the nitty-gritty of whatever software you're using. But as I said, my goal here was to show you how to implement it, and I'm not done yet. I got plenty of stuff to talk about today. So how do we implement this on a basic level? Let's go really stripped down. I mean, like, you don't have a subscription, you don't have a software yet, nothing. Here's how you do it. The hook, your social media post, right? You maybe message people. Your story is communicating with them. Right? So if the hook is the picture, you tell the story in the comment section, you tell the story in the description. If you're messaging someone, you hook them, they go, yeah, what are you talking about? And then you tell them a very, very brief story. They don't want your life story here. They want a very brief story. And then your offer, which is really like a call to action. You say, hey, do you want to do this? Yes or no? Right? And then you move from there. In the social media post, your offer would be in the comment section. Say, hey, message me if you're interested. Now they're going to message you, and then you're going to talk about it. So that's the stripped down version. That's the sales funnel, the sales process with nothing added to it. Like that's it. Okay. When you take it one step further, you still use the hook, you still use the story, you still use the offer, but you change it slightly. So the offer at the bottom, instead of DM me, message me, you send them to a sales funnel, which is a page, which does the exact same thing. So it matches the hook that you talked about. It matches the story that you just posted. And the offer is just the big offer that you made in the beginning, right? It's not the call to action, go check out the offer, but it's the offer that you made in the beginning that people can then purchase, right? And they can work with you, whatever it may be. It's an application funnel, it's a ebook funnel, whatever it may be. So then, now that's another level. You might take it another level. So now you've sent them to this landing page that has your hook, story, and offer on it, and you shared your hook and story on the social media post, which means it's the same, right? Like that person thinks that this is cohesive. They get it. It's like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. If your hook is, hey, how to grow potatoes, and your story is, I ran out of food, I didn't have any money, so I learned how to grow potatoes, and I've never gone hungry again, like that's perfect. If your then sales funnel talks about growing tomatoes instead of potatoes, it's close, but it's not perfect. It doesn't match. So someone goes there and they go, oh, I hate tomatoes. I'm allergic to tomatoes. I don't want to watch this. And so they leave. That doesn't work because then the offer to sell tomatoes doesn't work. It has to be the same. So again, that's the power of the sales funnel, which I talk about in this video. The speed at which I can change things. I can change the hook. I can change the story. Every day I could change it until I find something that nails. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. And that's what you should do when you build out a sales funnel. So to take it one step further, what you do is you have that hook, that story, that offer that brings them to the sales funnel. Then you have that hook, story, and offer. And then within that funnel, after they purchase, you show them another hook, story, and offer, which solves a complementary problem. Or maybe it shows them a new way to do it, a slightly different way to implement what the first product was. So let's say it's an information product and it was a book. You say, hey, here's my book. This is how you can solve world hunger, right? You're like, here's how you can solve world hunger. Cool. At the end of it, after they go through it, at the bottom of that last page, that thank you confirmation page, you say, hey, I see you're interested in learning about solving world hunger. Do you want to learn how to stop all wars? I'm like, oh my God, yes, of course. Like that goes hand in hand. World hunger, stop war, perfect, peace, love, happiness. So they click on that and it takes them to a new funnel. That is how you kind of get people to go from one category, one area of people who don't know you, don't understand anything you do, don't work with you, and you get them into your ecosystem and then you keep them there forever. That's how a sales funnel should really work, and that's how you build it out. That's how you map it out. So today, your homework for today, just like my homework every single day is to figure out what's my hook, story, and offer, and how can I get people in front of it, right? So your story, your goal today, your homework today is to create a offer. Pick something that you're passionate about, right? If you already run a business, you already have that. Maybe take a new angle at it. Pick an offer. Pile on as much value as you possibly can. Try to get that done in the next 2-3 hours. And you could totally do it. If you have a business and you have stuff laying around, right? Like you have Google Docs and stuff that you could throw on this big offer, do it. Okay? If you got to make some stuff, okay, you got to make some stuff. It might take you a little bit longer. But put this offer together. Then just start showing it to the world. Not constantly. Don't bombard people on social media. People hate that. But throw out a hook. Tell a quick story. Why am I making this offer? What does this offer include? What was the catalyst? And don't say it was a video by Michael. Like, right? Be like, oh, Michael told me how to do this homework. You could. I guess you could. You could say that. But maybe it's not the best idea. So you say, hey, I'm doing this thing because this is what I wish I had 5 years ago. I put this together for everybody. Who's interested? Raise your hand in the comment section. Let me know. I'll message you and we'll get the ball rolling. I guarantee if you did that by the end of the day, you will be baffled with how many people actually raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm totally down for that. Just have the idea and throw it out there. If it bounces back at you, now you have the information. And you say, cool, it didn't work. Do it again tomorrow and find the new hook, find the new story, find the new offer. When you find something that lands, when you find something that is like perfect, that's what I'm looking for. When you find that, then you go all in. Then you escalate everything, right? Then you start running ads to it. Then you start building out this full sales funnel, this full landing page. Then and only then do you start putting all of your energy, time, and money into it. Thanks for watching. Leave your questions in the comments. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll